Do It All Dad does Manhattan. Jerry Seinfeld just auctioned off one of his vintage Porsches for charity. I hope half those proceeds went to Larry's kids. Is it me, or does Robert De Niro on The View these days look like Betsy Ross falling apart at the seams? If Google doesn't manipulate search results, then why is it harder to find positive mentions of Trump on Google than finding a film blogger on Rotten Tomatoes who called The Irishman underrated? Facebook has made baby boomers the laziest grandparent generation of all time. Lifting a finger is liking a picture on Facebook. Kendrick Lamar won the Pulitzer Prize because Obama got the Nobel Peace Prize for rebranding ISIL so they'd sound more startup friendly in the New York Times. Why is radical Islam so into deflowering virgins? Doesn't radical Islam have enough blood on their hands already? One kid only means your diaphragm is for walls after all. 3 unplanned kids later, I never mastered the art of the pump fake. I'm scared of getting a vasectomy though because I don't want my ballsack to feel like Edward Scissorhands' face. Did you know there is a Planned Parenthood in the middle of NYU? You'd think sticking to anal fellatio or the morning after pill wasn't beyond freshman orientation comprehension yet. So much for NYU raising the requirements since Deborah Messing got in. Planned Parenthood is in the sex ed book business now. Like, for example, they just produced a book. It's a graphic sex book titled In Case You're Curious. The target market is a sexually confused hipster spawn reared on Lou Reed Records. I went to Ithaca College myself, otherwise known as Cornell's retarded next-door neighbor, but I could smoke strong Tompkins County outdoor and manage not to stutter every other 2 seconds because I was in the distinguished Roy H. Park School of Communications. CEO of Disney, Bob Iger, went to Ithaca. This is Oprah trying to talk him into running for president. You'll defend your decision to fire Roseanne, despite Valerie Jarrett, the main author behind the nuke gifting Iran deal, being Obama's live-in Arabian horse whisperer. I should have subbed my whiny, no-show Jewish grandma for a wise black grandma at my wedding, posting out on Craigslist. Tyler Perry impersonators are welcome. Must be comfortable performing in front of white audiences only. How does Farrakhan celebrate Holocaust Remembrance Day? Bombard Benjamin Netanyahu's Twitter feed with termite emojis from dawn till night? Hashtag, but Natalie Portman and Scarlett Johansson are alright? Can I get a holla for some more than deserved Farrakhan bashes? Might seem a little outdated, but not really, because I'm not freaking phenomenal. Holla! This is me preparing my son on how to avoid any anti-Semitic backlash at school before winter break this year. So when you whip out your dreidel, Arthur, among your non-Jewish classmates, don't say Gimel means give me all your money because we control the Federal Reserve and all the banks in the North Pole too. When my daughter was only 2 and can only string 2 words together, we do a routine at the bodega in Astoria. I'd say, Matilda, what did Tyson Chandler give the Knicks? And she'd say, Bupkis, Daddy, Bupkis. God didn't give me 3 unplanned kids to have a panic attack over it. Although my daughter, obviously God never had the same confidence in Pete Davidson, the voice of Generation Z, the boy toy rebound king of Manhattan. But God did not give me 3 unplanned kids to have a panic attack over it. Although my daughter definitely gave me fits of despair when she asked me this question, barely out of the womb. She says, so Dada, if God created the universe, who created God? God went back in time in a time machine made by Elon Musk? Real convincing, Dad. Thanks for making me an atheist at 4. I freaked out during a Christmas party when my daughter was only 3 because my wife's friend got my daughter a pair of fairy wings. I told her friend, get the fairy wings off my daughter now. Knowing Mama's psytrance background, my daughter looks like an overdose at the Limelight waiting to happen. Side note, fuck China. Chinese-made fentanyl has killed more crackers in this country than Lena Dunham kicking it with Taylor Swift on Instagram. The first concert I took my daughter to see was a Grateful Dead one, days after her 2nd birthday. Daughter points at a dinged-up hippie sucking down a nitrous balloon. as if he was like sucking off Obama's fake news, good-hued legacy for all it's worth till his last dying breath. And my daughter points at the balloon and says, "Birthday?" And I said, "No, Matilda, burnout day." Can I get a holla for taking that joke to a new plateau for you long-time listening fans? Holla! Thank you very much! Hey, right-wing conservatives, am I coming across a little too unhinged, a little too crazy over the rainbow? Certainly gone swimming. Not my fault you're a deadweight conversationalist in real life. Not my fault your presence has never caused any sustained stiffage ever. I mean that metaphorically, because I know all conservative Republicans are, I know, you're all enlightened. I know you don't get turned on by the presence of other men. I got it. So, or if you do, you're in the down low. So, my Matilda's younger brother, Archer USA, suffers from motor mouth disease, like her do-it-all dad over here, like his do-it-all dad. What is this, the Dwayne Wade do-it-all year report? So, not going to get into that. Dwayne Wade's a great basketball player. Totally clutch. If you want to talk clutch basketball players in my generation, Generation X, outside of Jordan and Pippen, who do you got? You got Kobe, Paul Gasol, you got Ray Allen, you got Dwayne Flash Wade, you got Shaq, Duncan, and the list becomes quite minuscule after that. And Dwayne Flash Wade won with Jordan. I'm sorry, he won with Shaq, and then he won with LeBron. And I hate to quote Bill freaking Simmons over here because he's already detracting from my flow, and I hate to feel like a wannabe true funny man, like nerd from Greenwich, through like mere association by mentioning his name. However, he did have this one line, good line in his book of basketball. There was like 5 really great, I'd say 3 excellent lines in it. But outside of that, I wasn't getting jealous a long time. But the point being is that he has one line where he talked about Dwayne Wade's performance. The stats were like ridiculous in the NBA Finals. And he basically said that it was like an insult to even call it like Jordan-esque, which I thought was cool. Giving props where props is due. But yeah, like I said, so my younger son, Archer USA, suffers from motor mouth disease like me. At his pre-K, he's in kindergarten now, but at his pre-K, they got concerned about his ability to make friends because he's hard to understand. So I told my son, listen, Arthur, like Dale Carnegie says in How to Win Friends and Influence People, fake an interest in other people as long as humanly possible. Can I get a holla for that super smooth, amazing comeback? Well, I decided to, go off tangent a little bit and, quote, nerdy, know-it-all, fucking blob Brett Bill Simmons, but still come up on top. Holla! Thank you very much! So I also told my son, Arthur, that he's a very good-looking kid. I said, Arthur, when you get older, he basically looks like the dreamy crossbreed of like River Phoenix and like Leonardo DiCaprio. So, hope the Podestas aren't listening to this podcast right now. So the point being is that I told my son, I mean, he's only in kindergarten right now, but I said, Arthur, when you get older, you are not leaving this house. You are not starting junior high unless your KISS backpack is packed to the rim with nothing but pre-packaged consent forms. How do you solve sexual harassment at work today? Only hire a remote workforce and start every Skype meeting with, raise your hands up high where I could see them. My youngest boy, Arthur's younger brother, Samuel Chosen Curls, was bound to woo! Then repeat that. My youngest kid, Samuel Chosen Curls, was bound to woo! Some random Italian grandma will stop him at Stop and Shop and say, when you get older, you'll have 3 girlfriends to juggle. And I'll say, no offense, lady, but if James Woods had this kid's face, your estimates wouldn't be so conservative. I got a cough. Despite my mom converting to Judaism, my dad never allowed my mom a Christmas tree, insisting, "Son, Jews don't buy Christmas trees unless they convert into a treehouse and flip it for a profit." My mom is originally from Kentucky, which is more like Midwest South, where finger food is anything that tastes like your cousin's panties. Growing up, my mom says, "Son, Kentucky is known for two things, horses and pretty women." And I respond with, "Mom, keep your sundress on," before you tell me Dad is hung like Seabiscuit. Has Minnesota rep Babyface Omar acknowledged the anniversary of Amy Winehouse's death as something happened to a horn-hiding, Benjamin-hoarding, oppressive imperialist who exploited the great Palestinian songbook for all it was worth? Can I gotta holler for an A+ Joe for the ages? Joan lives. Mel Brooks, you better suck me up for a long time. Holla! And enough with Israeli aggression. If you fire 700 rockets into Israel's backyard, Hamas, don't expect an edible gift basket in return with a thank you note written in Farsi. Can I get another holla? You can only hope to contain them. Jokes will never hear on Kimmel. Holla! If I see transgender Father's Day trend on Twitter one more time, I'm breaking my Chick-fil-A strike for good. Either you're an involved father or you're not, nipple tits. Also, feeling shafted shouldn't be a new experience in your life either. This is Jeffrey Tambor in his trailer after learning one of his trans co-stars pissed on his toilet seat. Real ladylike. Now, get out of my trailer, you butchy bitch. Hey now. Did you know the majority of Americans think Obama was a better president than Lincoln? I meant George Washington. Yet I don't see George Washington giving Iran $150 billion for overseas manufacturing jobs for Build-A-Bear to make their economy less reliant on the sale of hair removal products for the Kardashians. Kim Kardashian is studying to become a criminal justice lawyer. Criminal justice lawyers are so hot right now. Bruce Jenner wasn't asexual, married to Kris Jenner, but I bet Bruce back then stayed harder longer after he got his wife Kris to cut her hair, looking more like a dolled up Ralph Macchio. Kris Jenner hates all the attention Caitlyn Jenner steals away from her these days because of her tits sagging popularity. Memo to displaced hipsters who can't afford to live in Manhattan or Brooklyn anymore. Stop saying Queens is hot. It's not. Compared to Manhattan and Brooklyn, Queens is the sloppy third Kardashian sister. The extra greasy one who's easy to pound at 3 in the morning, like a lamb gyro in Astoria. Ban ICE. Makes sense, don't you think, New York? Because Homeland Security was so weapons of mass destruction years. Did you know in New York City you could be fined $250,000 for using dehumanizing language on illegal aliens, such as "no speak English"? Who's translating these insults for one exactly? Now in New York City, an illegal alien can get a driver's license to vote and a hate speech translator to bankrupt Apu in a bodega in Flushing. I wish LeVar Ball was my sub-coach dad growing up, because he would make sure I lost my virginity before my younger brother did. So I feel like a bigger baller inside and stop prancing down the court on my tippy toes in high school, looking like I was in high heels instead of high tops, while LeVar Ball yelled from the sideline, "We're trying to sell ball wear, son, not Jimmy Choo's." LeVar Ball is my sub-coach dad would be the best. He would throw me house parties for games to spin the bottle at home and only invite Stuck Up Jenny from the block for it. He yells in Stuck Up Jenny's ear, "The Yoo-Hoo bottle doesn't spin itself, bitch!" Russell Simmons off the record with Oprah Winfrey. Oprah, read my lisp. I didn't rape any of those vengeful, over-the-hill hoes. Who told Samuel L. Jackson it was cool to start dressing like Spike Lee's grandma, who identifies as a jazz critic descendant of Sonny Rollins in Tyler Perry's new film, The Uppity Cunt? Are they taking down the Rocky statue yet because it promotes white supremacy? Bill Burr says he doesn't see anybody beating Trump in 2020. That's like saying Louis will never have to wait to do an impromptu set at the Comedy Cellar, wearing nothing but sunglasses, a trench coat, and Sarah Silverman's hoodie to wipe up with. Did you know Woody Allen used to stuff his top sock drawer with naked Polaroids of his 9-year-old adopted daughter, Soon Yi? The only thing missing was a picture of her on Time Life magazine. I did love Woody Allen's last film about some super old dude who banged some underage girl. It was a prequel called Crimes and Misdemeanors, the early years. If Ronan Farrow is really Frank Sinatra's son, not Woody Allen's, then why hasn't he paid off some goon in Hoboken to knock Woody Allen on his ass yet? But hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein is a good look, though. Granted, Woody Allen isn't known for advertising pedo installation artwork like the Podesta brothers, which is enough to make Marilyn Manson blush. Our State of the Union is like Stephen Colbert's Hands on Funny these days. Shaky. Too bad Bill O'Reilly's no longer important enough to impersonate. At least Bill O'Reilly gave Colbert gravitas. If I'm not scared of Trump, then I'm lying to my mother as much as Seth Meyers. Got a cough again. That's a record, folks. You think I'm getting out of all this like hateful bile? Jimmy Fallon's writers hate because when he tried to rub Trump's hair off on The Tonight Show, a real skinhead never emerged. Make Nazi Germany great again wasn't his campaign slogan. Michael Rappaport. Too bad Louis can't write you another annoying New York asshole to play in such convincing fashion. Did you know Lena Dunham was Hillary Hammertime Kankel's social media manager? Only Lena Dunham can make Humo Liquor Breath less likable and relatable in one blubbery swoop. In related news, Kevin Durant chose to sign with the Brooklyn Nets because he wanted to be the voice of the millennial Mouseketeer generation. Hillary Hammertime Kankel giving a speech on cybersecurity is like Kevin Durant getting paid for a speech on how to combat online bullying. Hillary claims Trump is obsessed with her because he's an illegitimate president. I thought Hillary Hammertime Kankel's lost to becoming president twice because she's an unhuggable cunt. Alcoholic deplorable who failed to sell 64 million branded racist and why baby boomer mom knows best. My bad. Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Hair Clumps Weinstein is now an officially convicted rapist. His wife left him before the jury verdict to focus on her lifetime battle with amnesia. Still, Ashley Judd isn't a real victim of rape. Ooh, she balked at watching Harvey shower himself down in his 5-star suite at the Four Seasons. Granted, Ashley Judd, being from Kentucky, has plenty of experience judging fat pigs at the county fair. I also don't believe Kristaps Porzingis was guilty of raping the neighbor in his apartment complex the day he tore his ACL. First, going strong to the hole was never KP's forte. Last, Harvey Weinstein isn't trying to rape Wonder Woman played by Gal Gadot on only one good leg. Imagine Thanksgiving at the Obamas this year. Malaya, you barely touch your tofurkey. Dad, all my woke friends at school don't understand why you let me intern for Harvey Weinstein. Obama replies, Michelle was your chaperone on the set, and that fat Jew couldn't pin down Michelle if he tried. Can I get a holla? For more than fair, Obama blast for the ages. Holla! Also, if Michelle Obama were to run for president, to become the closer to finish up Bernie Sanders, what would her campaign slogan be exactly? Obama's 5 o'clock shadow, part 2? Joan loves! They say women's soccer gold medalist Megan Rapinoe might have run for president. What would her campaign slogan be? Obama, bring back the L word to Netflix. You're our only hope. In related news, the Ellen Show is looking for a digital marketing manager, according to LinkedIn. What are the must-have skills for this role, besides being pro-Bush? Did you know that Mayor Bill de Blasio's wife was a full-blown Park Slope lesbo when they met? But we're supposed to believe garlic breath converted her? Big Bird eats pizza with a fork and knife. So do you really see Put's face burying his beak into her bean pie with such sloppy abandon? Sounds like a plausible theory to digest, don't you think? This is me discussing AIDS and my 9-year-old daughter prematurely. President Trump used the profits from the Woolman Rink in Central Park that he had turned around for men's AIDS gay groups in the 90s. Daughter asks, what's AIDS, Daddy? I say, a reason to become a lesbian. You could take a licking and keep on ticking. What I love about President Trump, besides him making ball busting great again, is his relentless optimism and over-the-top salesmanship. If President Trump, still your president, got diagnosed with HIV today. He tweeted the next morning, do I have HIV? Yes, but my T-cell count numbers have never been stronger. Resist this. Thank you very much. Good night, New York. This is the Do It All Dad Year podcast, dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. Controlling our kids' economy can make our kids great again. Do It All Dad does jokes. Controlling my kids' economy, a love story. 2 A-plus books. Audio versions will be released before my upcoming birthday in April. I love all you longtime listeners and new adoring fans, and I will talk to you guys soon.